My name is Prateesh Sharma. I'm a product manager at Dell. So, as of now, in these sessions, we have looked into the concept of multi-cloud by design and then understood the universal storage layer. And in this session, we'll be going through Apex Navigator for multi-cloud storage, which is primarily a centralized management console for the infrastructure that we're talking about. Let's go into the capabilities of Dell Apex Navigator. We have 5 sets of capabilities, which we are categorizing them into. First one is security. So obviously, now you have understood that there are so many third-party vendors and tools that are integrating together. So security is of paramount importance. We are having an API-first approach, but with federation, identity provider, SSO support, we are trying to be close to zero trust policies. With security, then we also want to understand what are the other capabilities that we have. The Dell Apex block storage that we were just talking about is deployed to the cloud within 4 steps. And those 4 steps primarily are configuration steps. Rest, everything is being automated by Dell Apex Navigator. So the Dell Apex Navigator is provisioning and also assigning AWS resources for the environment and configuration that you're looking for. In terms of management, we have in-context navigation to storage management tools, where you really have a seamless experience to the management consoles that you want to look into. In terms of visibility, we are providing in a single place all the monitoring capacity inventory that you want to look into at one place so that you will save time and provide a seamless experience to you. At a very high level, we are trying to decrease the complexities that a customer has to go through navigating through this experience. Now, since we have multiple places, multiple locations, we have different types of protocols, data mobility becomes important. And within Dell Apex Navigator for multi-cloud storage, you can also move data and all the manual interventions and custom processes that you have to do in a multi-cloud by default state. With Dell Apex Navigator, we are trying to solve those problems for you. Apex Navigator is also built for what you are looking for and what is your operating model. So whether you want to transact and operate through a graphical user interface, or you want to integrate different APIs to Dell Apex Navigator so that you can align with your automation strategy. So we are making it capable of doing all the things which the customer wants. This can also be integrated with tools like Terraform. And just yesterday, we have actually gone live with Apex Provider for Terraform, which will help you automate your deployment, data mobility, and decommissioning. So we spoke about security at a very high level, but what we really want to understand is how can we reduce the number of steps and the experience for the customer, but at the same time, understand the security concerns for the customer and make sure that we have API first, we have federated identities, we have single sign-on, and the customer has a seamless experience around that. We are also providing that in-console navigation. So the SSO experience that you'll have to log in once, and the SSO will take care of the rest. So we spoke high level about deployment, but as part of the console experience, you will be configuring in 4 simple steps what storage infrastructure you're looking for, and then Dell Apex Navigator will be automating the provisioning in AWS resources. So now we know that we have Dell Apex block storage for AWS. You have on at multiple places. You have all of those resources deployed. You need to manage those resources, and for that, you can have the in-console in navigation experience to control and access all of those points.
I'm sorry, it's a managed service solution? Like I'm buying it as a service, or?
So this is a SaaS-based. Yeah, so you're buying it. It's a software as a service. It is hosted in a web environment at Dell, which will be updated automatically and will be the latest version.
There is an option to have it on-prem? as your own console, like to keep the control plane in on-premises environment?
No, this is strictly a web-based, SaaS-based portal.
Okay.
And there's a cost for consuming Navigator on its own, or is the cost kind of bundled into using the products that are managed by Navigator?
It's a separate cost.
Wow.
Okay. Why?
Yeah.
Because it is providing a lot of value in terms of automation and management and looking at your entire state, specifically reducing the complexity for the customer and also moving data, which is snapshot shipping from the same place.
Is it managing more than just Dell Apex products? Do I get visibility into other things, or is it purely just for the Apex storage product?
When you say other things, what are you referring to?
Like, am I getting visibility into the performance of my different workloads, or am I getting information about my storage consumption on AWS or cost management? Like, am I getting more than just being able to manage Dell Apex storage solutions?
So as of now, you are able to see and view the performance, the capacity, inventory related to your Dell Apex storage solutions. In future, we might be expanding, but as of now, we are limited to that.
Okay.
So is it possible to use Apex block storage for public cloud without using Apex Navigator?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the way we are advocating customers to use is to use the Navigator, right? Because it's going to simplify the overall experience. It brings in a lot more value, in terms of seamless experience and things like that. But Apex Navigator launched last year, and it's available in the US at this point of time, whereas Apex Block Storage is available globally at this time.
How would I use Apex block storage without Apex Navigator? Is that possible?
It is, right? So the challenge is you will have to manually set up the AWS infrastructure required to deploy, and we'll provide you with the steps on how to deploy it. And that's going to be time consuming, right?
It'll be complex.
It is going to be complex.
To reduce the complexity,
exactly.
you offer a second solution at a second cost.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is only public cloud management. It doesn't manage my Apex Cloud block storage on premise.
It does, but it's not a replacement of the element manager. Let me put it that way. So, Prateesh is going to talk about how to move your data between on-prem and cloud and things like that. And in that sense, Apex Navigator manages, but it's not going to deploy the on-premise PowerFlex for you.
On the prem, cool. But it will deploy it in the cloud.
Exactly.
And to go back to whoever asked the question, I can see Apex Cloud. Can I see the underlying, what do I see in terms of an underlying technology that you're sitting on? I mean, I choose, I'm sorry, I'm just thinking I'm going to deploy my software. I select what type of EBS or NVMe or kind of I deploy on.
Right. So you don't have to select all that, though. That's the best part of Navigator. Okay. All you have to do is, hey, I need this IOPS, and we are going to, and I need this IOPS, I need the capacity, I want to deploy in a single AZ or a multi-AZ, and I want it in the region, right? And Navigator is going to do the job for you to set up the underlying infrastructure. And you don't have to be worrying about, hey, I have to pick this GP3 and I have to attach 10 of them to this instance. All that is seamlessly taken care of by Navigator, though. So it reduces that complexity.
Okay.
But in terms of your question, when you're actually deploying, at that time, you will actually see what are the AWS resources that Navigator is deploying for you.
Yeah, that's okay.
And how is licensed? Per user?
It's terabyte.
Per terabyte.
Is so that's on top of the cost that I'm paying for the storage that I consume and any other, okay.
And it's per terabyte, because block storage is as well per terabyte.
Yeah. Block storage
terabyte.
has two vectors. Apex Navigator has one vector.
What is the cost per terabyte?
Least price.
Work with your reseller.
Ballpark.
Ballpark, it will be approximately 5% of your block storage costs. We have 3 tiers. As of now, we have launched the first tier, which is the base tier. And it will be approximately 5% of your cloud infrastructure cost.
I feel like I'm in the situation where if I have to ask, I just can't afford it.
Let's move on. Oops. So this we have already covered in the high level overview, but Apex Navigator provides you a single place where you can look into your resources, health, performance, monitoring, inventory, and that gives you one place where you can solve for the complexities of your environment. I know we have a demo coming up from a deployment perspective and a security perspective, and we are short on time, so I'm moving fast. But the demo will be really helpful to understand more nuances about the Apex Navigator. This is one of the key advantages of Apex Navigator, that we are able to move data between environments. So within this complex infrastructure that we have, we are able to move data. So we utilize native replication and mobilize data between Dell storage on-premises and public cloud. Not only you are moving data, you're also getting full visibility to what you're moving, when are the jobs complete, and all of that stuff.
Is that horizontally between the three cloud providers as well?
For now, it is one-way movement from on-prem to cloud, but we are working on different capabilities to provide that type of movement as well.
So the lines on the chart make it look like you can move it from AWS to other clouds.
See, you also have to note that Navigator is supported only for AWS deployments at this time. So when Navigator supports the deployment on Azure, then it will also support the mobility to Azure or across the hyperscalers. Make sense?
So the chart's getting worse then, because it should only be AWS that's on there. Or what am I missing?
So I think what we are showing here is what is the vision and strategy we have.
Peace.
Right? And then where we are is obviously a path.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you.